For those of you who are not involved in church activities, or you're not working part-time or full-time in the church, some of you might think that involving ourselves in the activities of the church and in the life of the church is a paradisiac kind of feeling. In truth, it is never the case. Because when we give ourselves in service to the community, among leaders, among members of the community, just like in the Acts of the Apostles, the early Christians could not agree. And this is true. In every church, it's comprised of different groups of people, different leaders, different background, different kinds of training. We are brought up differently. We have different experiences. And these will determine the way we look at life, we look at situations. And that is why there will be disagreement in the way we analyze every situation. And inevitably, there will be tension. And of course, there are some members of the community, some leaders, some are more spiritually grounded, some are less, some are very wounded because of the past, and sometimes they bring their woundedness, their wounds into the community, and people get hurt, and people get scandalized. But my dear brothers and sisters, disagreement is not always something negative for the life of the community. In fact, disagreements can often show that the community is robust, is dynamic. There is interaction, challenging each other's ideas in order to find a better solution, a better way of doing things. That is why even Jesus chose 12 apostles, and they are from different backgrounds and characters. In fact, if there is no disagreement, sometimes it can also mean that the organization is static. It's just a maintenance organization. It lacks creativity. Everybody is subservient. And nobody is actually coming out with fresh ideas, creative ideas. And the organization will eventually die. So the issue is not whether there are disagreements within the community. The crux of the problem is how do we handle disagreement, especially if you are leader of the community. If you try to stifle people with different ideas, at the end of the day, you'll be the loser. And so it's very important that the leader must manage differences, disagreement, different views, different ideas in the organization that he is leading. The first model of leadership is that of a leader and servant attitude. This model is very much dependent on the leader himself. He is normally a charismatic leader, very talented, a visionary, great ideas, but he treats everybody else as his subordinate. Everybody must listen to him. He knows the way. You just follow. You just listen. You're commanding all those people who are under you. This leader-servant model works well in the past when people are not educated. Today, skills and knowledge are very specialized. No one can claim he knows everything, unlike in those days. And therefore, this leader and servant model is not very helpful in today's situation. This kind of model will stifle creativity and cause resentment. There is another model. It's a family model. when we speak of family model, we are talking about all of us having vested interests. And because we are family members, everybody has a share. And that is what some organizations do. They give shares to the employee so that they will feel that they are part of this family and they will work hard. A family is very useful because a family has different gifts, different talents, different experiences, and it's a task of the head of the family to bring all these things together. This model is very appropriate for church's life because we are all brothers and sisters. We are the body of Christ, we have different talents. And so coming together as a family, we work together for the glory of God. Unfortunately, it does not always work. That's the whole problem with the family. Because we are born into a family. Greater Catholics are born into the Catholic family. They didn't choose. You don't choose to be in a family. You are born into it. And this becomes an issue because there are some people who have this entitlement mentality. I'm a family member, therefore I deserve my rights. And some of these members of the family, they are not working, they are not contributing, they are lazy, but they want to have the share. And that becomes problematic. Because if they are family members, they are forever family members. You can't kick them out. You just have to tolerate them. And so this model can help, but it can be also a disadvantage when you get members in the family who refuses to cooperate and to collaborate with the others. And sometimes jealousy happens, greed happens, and so there will be infighting because of perceived injustices. There is still yet another model. It's a model of friendship. This is a very beautiful model. Jesus regards us as friends. And friends are chosen. You choose your own friends. Which means to say, therefore, there is a choice here. And Jesus has chosen us to be his friends. When you are chosen to be someone's friend, there is always intimacy and there is gratitude that we are loved, that we are accepted. In fact, friendship is thicker than blood relationship. Because when we are with friends, we tend to think alike. We share common interests. Friends care for each other more than they care for themselves. Friendship is most happy when our friends are happy. In the book of Proverbs 17:17, it says, "A brother is born for adversity. A friend loves all the time." Friendship makes no demands. We are willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of love. When it's our friend who calls us to do something, we will never say no. Our family members, we feel obliged because we are family members. Not that we loved, but out of obligation. I always believed that perhaps the best form of church organizations today is a combination of both, a family atmosphere and one of friendship. That is why my vision for the Archbishop office is always to pray together, to play together, and to work together. We should never reduce the church to a corporate organization that is unfeeling, insensitive, calculative, and always trying to put each other down. That is not the way. A Christian organization must be one with a family atmosphere where everybody is treated like brothers and sisters, and more importantly, that we are all friends. When we are friends, we will do everything together, happily, joyfully.